Hello creators, and welcome to the Kearin Video Vault, where we revisit life-changing content from deep within our video archives. One of the most limiting ideas ever uttered is that you have to face reality. Get real. Be realistic. Stop being delusional. But what if that's exactly why you've never experienced a life of your wildest dreams? What if reality was never meant to be faced or dealt with? What if it was always meant to be created? In this video, you'll discover why facing appearances only recreates more of the same. Why Simon Peter's decision to cast his net one more time reveals one of the greatest metaphysical truths ever taught. And why your reality begins to change the moment you stop giving power to appearances and start giving all power and authority to who you decide you are here and now. Because you are not here to face reality. You are here to create it. Now, let's open the vault once again and rediscover your extraordinary power to consciously and intentionally create the life you truly desire. Welcome back to the Kearin channel. One of you reached out to share your amazing story of landing your dream job. After months of being unemployed, after months of looking and applying and interviewing, and feeling at one point, you said, you were just ready to face reality, that you felt it was delusional to continue to believe in this manifesting stuff, right? But then you saw one of our videos where we talk about casting your net one more time. In fact, there's a few videos on that where I talk about that idea. Referring to scripture, right? The metaphysical, remember, it's always the metaphysical interpretation, where Jesus, as your I am awareness, runs into his future disciples, right? At this point, they're not his disciples yet. And they were fishermen, right? And they were fishing all night. And Jesus tells them to cast their net one more time. This time on the right side, in the deep end, right? Go out deeper, right? Remember, right is righteousness, right? In the right mind, declaring from that identity that I am abundant, that I am the significance that I am that reality, that I am that person I desire to be. I am occupying that reality of outrageous abundance. And when I talked about it, I often refer to the TV series, The Chosen, which is the story of the life of Jesus, or in other words, the life of your I am awareness of being, the metaphysical meaning. And they reenact that scene where Jesus walks up to the boat and tells them, hey, lay that down for a catch, a little deeper, right? And Simon is just looking at him and says, keep in mind, they were out all night. Not one fish, there was nothing there. and Simon's looking at him and he says, hey, look, teacher, I don't have a quarrel with you. In other words, I'm not going to fight with you on this. Right? It's like some of you, Tom, I don't want to fight about this. I get it, but it's just not working for me. I've affirmed it. I've chosen my reality. I've assumed it, but it just doesn't work. Nothing's changed. Right? I have to face reality. I have to get real. Right? And so Simon's saying this, and Jesus, as your I am awareness, in the chosen, right, as they reenact this, is just staring back at him, not saying a word. And then Simon says, all right. And then he says three words that are very powerful. He says, at your word. Check out the scene. He says, at your word. Wow, I'm getting a tingle when I say that. At the word of I am. Do you see this? Okay, we'll do it. I'll do it. At your word. That's you, that at the word of I am, I'm going to cast my net one more time, declaring with absolute conviction, no matter whether I catch fish or not, that I am that person I desire to be. Whether I get that job or not, I'm going to stand in this knowing anyway. I don't have to face reality. I create reality. I am reality. As Jesus declared in that same show, The Chosen, when he's in front of the Pharisees, and they're accusing him, right, of blasphemy, and saying, and Jesus claiming that he's the Messiah, right? And they said, you're going to be punished according to the law of Moses. Under the law of Moses, Jesus declares, I am the law of Moses. You are reality. You have to face reality. It's not delusional is believing that you're not that person you desire to be. Being delusional is believing that you cannot have what you want and desire and imagine. If you want and desire and imagine it, it must be yours. Otherwise, how could you desire it? How could you want it? How could you even know of it? This is what this scene depicts, right? At your word. A little deeper, the right side, one more time. This is what she did. And she manifested the job of her dreams. No money, right? She wasn't able to go out with her friends. She was feeling really down about it, right? And she said, I was thinking of writing you about that, right? About facing reality, about being delusional. She goes, I really wanted to go at it with you. We get a few of those emails too. But remember, I get it, because it's a cry for help. Nothing changes until you do. Otherwise, you keep creating a past where nothing happens, a present where you feel stuck and nothing's happening, and a future where it will never happen. What's it going to be? You don't face reality, you are reality. You don't get real, you're the only thing that is real. You're all of it. You are that I am. At your word, Peter Simon says to Jesus, your I am awareness. That's powerful. You're not stuck. You're not limited. You don't have to face reality. It's not about being delusional. Delusional is to believe in that illusion that you're limited, that you're separate, that you're stuck, that you can't be that person you've always dreamed of being and have those things that you always dreamed to have. That's the delusion. That's the illusion. That's being delusional. So be delusional. Really remember, the reality mirror doesn't know the difference. It doesn't know. It just says, okay, as you wish. Put an outrageous demand on that supply that you are, on that substance that you are. Remember, you're both cause and effect. You're supply and demand. Go for it, right? But not from the aspect of lack, of really needing something to happen, and then looking and saying, oh, it didn't happen. Because remember, it's not that you're looking and then you're assuming that nothing happens. You're assuming nothing will happen, and then that's what you create. So cast your net one more time. I am your host, Tom Kearin, and this is the Tom Kearin channel and studios of Be Something Wonderful, where we help you level up and become the best version of yourself. Creators, be sure to check out the Be Something Wonderful video. It was also huge. And we have a live stream later this month that I'll remind you of on the membership channel. Our 4th live event of the year. It's going to be fun. It's going to be big. And I'm going to be answering your questions as you ask them during the event. This is Tom Kearin here on the Tom Kearin channel. Creators with great love, with great light and infinite gratitude. Until next time, we'll see you soon.